fuck off.
Chirpier than normal, I see.
Oh.
Sophie, probably not worth asking you since you're still asleep.
No, thank
Sam,
you.
would you fancy it, or would you like me to take the mantle today?
Well, you seem to already be doing it, in my opinion. So
Oh,
crack
fuck it.
on, mate.
Let me carry the fuck on then.
Do you need a countdown?
No, we've already established
Two,
recording that I
one.
can't count. Most people use their hands to help them count. Apparently mine just confuses me. So anyway, welcome to the Pacifist podcast. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for turning up, listening, whatever you're doing. If you can, and you haven't already, please give us a like and a follow and all that sort of shazam, pizzazz, whatever the fucking word is I'm looking for. I'm not really with it.
Stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare today because I'm not really with it. Sophie's definitely not with it. Jesus just doesn't really, well, he's himself. Are you with it, Sam?
I am all right. Standard.
Good.
Right, you're carrying the show tonight.
Like every week, then.
Yeah, no difference there.
Well, not according to those 3 messages on fucking YouTube.
You've got really fat fingers in this light.
I saw that as well. Sausage fingers or what?
Oh,
Yeah, that. Have you had a reaction or something? Have you been touching chocolate? I mean, for all of our listeners out there.
I don't come up in a rash or swell from chocolate. I just get projectile vomiting.
Lovely. Well, it looks like you've got sausages for fingers. Simple as that.
I think
It's
for
like
the
a pack
benefit
of Richmond.
for the benefit of the listeners, just imagine 5 stumpy flesh-coloured carrots. That's the least threatening fist I've ever seen, Jeeves. Yeah, so the future.
Oh, is that what we're talking about tonight?
This is what we're talking. Have you not been paying
No, I
attention
thought
to
we
the
were
chat?
going to talk about food trucks and stuff tonight.
We might come on to that. You pipe down, Sleepy.
Yeah,
Get yourself a cup of coffee.
Yeah, we're talking about the future. Oh,
He's getting
sorry,
up.
but it should be mentioned. Like Jeeves did bring up a good point there about these YouTube comments. There is a growing sort of base of fans out there that are not so keen for me to sing.
Really? What are their names? Mushu. Does anyone want to read out their names?
I didn't look at their names, but they're unknown to me, so I wouldn't know their names. But either way, I think we should consider not letting these guys down.
So 3 out of 100. So we'll let 97 people down.
Sophie, you really need to see the photos of these people.
I've heard about them. It's just handy all over.
The accounts have been disabled. 2 of them. One of them was a fuck you Mushu. One was you man Fushu or something. Yeah. And what was the other one? The Notorious 42.
Interesting names from a wealth of different characters from around the world, no doubt.
I like the one that was photoshopped to make you look Asian.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was
what
great.
you mean.
But that is also it seems to have been deactivated. But Musha, you cannot just open up YouTube accounts to comment that you don't want to sing. People have been messaging me saying, when is this song happening? So let's get this out there, shall we? Let's ask. Musha, when are you going to sing your song? And more importantly, what song are you going to sing? We've hit the target. Dropped below the target, and then gone back over the target again. Jesus, Sophie, do you agree? We have hit 100 subs.
We have
Mushu
subs.
has to fulfill his end of the bargain.
I think we need to just monitor.
I mean,
this
I think
for
there
a little
should be
while.
some
It's
kind
very
of
knife edge at the
forfeit.
moment.
It doesn't.
There's no forfeit. This is the forfeit, and so far, not one off-camera thing that is said to be done has happened. So this one has to happen. People have lovingly shared and subscribed. It needs to happen.
I honestly don't think I could get away with not doing it at this point.
No, you definitely can't.
So yeah, I will be doing it. I don't know when it's going to happen in the next few weeks.
Are you going to do it live on the podcast? Are you going to make a really sexy video? Are you going to?
Certainly not.
I think we should do a video.
I think.
Oh, it has to be video.
The fuck up.
Because it's got to go into the podcast.
think-
Yeah,
I
obviously it's got to be videoed. I'm not. Sam's not just going to let me turn up and be like, "Yeah, I
I
did
think,
it. I sung the song."
I
well
think
done.
it's going to have to be done on the stage as well.
It
Why does
doesn't
it have to be done on
It
stage?
doesn't
It could
have
be
to be done
done
anywhere.
here.
It's not
I'd
being
be
done
more
here.
than happy.
Right. Let's everyone shut the fuck up, pipe down. Let's wind our necks in. Yeah, I'll decide when and where and what's going on. All I'll say is it will be in the near future, within the next couple of weeks. And you'll have to wait and see the rest.
Well, we need to give you. There needs to be a deadline.
It doesn't need to be a deadline. I've
There
just told you when I'm
does.
gonna. No, there
No,
doesn't. Because
there
that
has
puts
to be a
pressure on
deadline.
me. What happens? You know, what happens if there's other stuff, external factors that I need to consider?
There isn't. There never is. And it'll take you what? What's the song? 3 minutes long? I drink champagne with kings and queens and politicians praised. Man, I think I've sung more Greatest Showman songs, taking the piss out of you having to sing a Greatest Showman song
You definitely have.
in the build up to this.
Yeah.
So what should
I
we
think
say?
the worst part
2
for him is
weeks?
learning the dance routine.
He doesn't have to do a dance. He just has to sit there and sing a song properly from start to finish. Which song are you going to do? At least give the listeners,
No.
give them something.
No,
God,
you'll have to wait and see.
Dangle a carrot, Mushu.
No.
Give him
what
a little
I'll
something,
do is
something.
I'll keep
He's just
it
going to
very
do the whole
much-
fucking film, isn't he?
That would be amazing.
That would be
Oh
amazing.
my God.
He's here like, I don't want to do it. I shouldn't have to do it. He's got the whole fucking film planned out.
It's going to take a couple of weeks to get the elephants in. They walk
That's why you're trying
slowly.
to postpone it.
Yeah.
I've seen Operation Dumbo Drop. We could just drop them from the sky with a sheet attached to them. No?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
Obscure film reference there? Just me.
Just you, I think.
Just you.
No, I wasn't. Admittedly, I was not expecting Jesus to know that film.
Well, no, it's not one of the three, is it?
No, but it came out around the same time as Iron Eagle.
Ah.
Anyway, so the future.
The future.
The future, as far into the future as I can see, is Mushu singing a song. La 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 la.
Right. Yeah. What are your hopes then? Let's talk personal first of all. Have you got any retirement plans? Any of you guys got any thoughts for where you want to see yourself living after you've got all the work shit and all that bullshit out of the way?
Mate, I'm a realist. I don't think I'm going to be able to retire. I think they're going to keep increasing the retirement age so far that I'll die before that happens. I like to consider myself like a big dog. Well, no, but you think about so in terms of dogs, the bigger they are, the younger they die, right? Like a Great Dane versus a Jack Russell. Yeah? Is that a fair statement? I'm looking at the two dog owners here, not you, Mushu.
You're right. Okay, good.
Like a Jack Russell will live 20 years and a Great Dane will live 10.
To be fair, I'm not
it's
all up on how long they live.
Nor
Not
am I.
necessarily the case with smaller dogs because it's a smaller space to put all of the organs. So it can kind of work the way you like, but do you want me to get technical and picky? Because even though I've just had a 3-hour nap, I could not crack that can of worms open for you.
Well, I kind of know I'm right. So fucking
all he wanted was
crack it open. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, we'll leave that one be
Jesus,
then.
this is going to be a fun one, isn't it? Jeeves, are you Googling? No, you're eating crisps.
So that's a very chirpy outlook, Sam.
No, it's it.
So are you a Great Dane or a Jack Russell?
Think about it, Sophie.
Great Dane.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
He's a
But
pug.
I mean, definitely not. That'd be you, my little man friend.
I love
Anyway, I don't see myself living to a proper ripe old age where I would get to retire, and I certainly don't think that I will have amassed enough wealth in my life to, move to a cabin in the woods, for instance. Maybe move to Wales. It's quite cheap there.
Fair enough.
Reason for it.
I was more after you sort of. Oh Christ! You've just sucked all the joy out of that. I was kind of just like after sort of your ideal retirement. Like when you say to someone like, "Oh, why do you want to retire?" and they're like, "Oh, I'd love to live on a base on the moon or something like that."
Oh, I mean, that would be lovely. Sorry,
your ultimate dream retirement. That's what I'm talking. Like,
I mean, I'm 25. I don't really think of retirement just yet.
More fool you. The sooner you sort out your pensions and stuff, the better.
Oh, I
Well,
do that.
My
I am
pension keeps on
sensible.
getting cancelled, doesn't it?
Shouldn't do.
But
It's
it
like
does.
a legal requirement these days, isn't it?
Mm.
To have a pension. And oh god, wow, this is exhilarating chat. Right, Mushi,
Yeah.
in
Really?
answer, in a ideal fantasy world, I would like to have a little small holding somewhere where I have chickens, vegetables, and preferably my own little pond stroke lake that I can fish in.
Okay.
And
Would you like to
a
be
s-
self-sufficient then?
Yeah, I'll be off grid. That's where I want to retire. Off grid, but with decent Wi-Fi. I mean, I know that's a little bit of a contradiction, but I do like Netflix and YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would like to retire.
Thing
You
is,
know,
though, not to piss on your bum card, but if you're getting a little bit older, isn't it going to get a bit harder for you to look after and maintain a small holding?
not really. It's gardening and looking after chickens. I was thinking
have
about
you
it in
looked
my
after
head.
chickens and gardened before?
I've gardened, and no, I
Okay.
haven't looked after chickens, but they're pretty
Okay.
easy. You open a door, let them out, and then you usher them back in at night.
Okay.
I want about 4 hours work a day, just to keep me busy, because I find obviously in the job I do, I come in contact with a lot of old people, and the ones that always surprise me, like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I turned 90 the other day." I was like, 90? Fuck me! And they're the most active of all of them. Are the healthiest looking ones. The ones who are like 50 and look 90 are the ones who just sit around eating what's-its, drinking beer, doing nothing.
That'd be me.
Yeah, you see, I don't want that. If I'm going to be old, I at least want to be mobile. I don't want to be shitting myself. Or if I am shitting myself, I don't want to be near people so no one knows.
So you can just do it, fertilize the plants, help out
Yeah,
with the garden, eh?
yeah, I'm all for that. Yeah, so that's how I want to end up. I want to end up off grid, away from people.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I like the away from people, but I think the thing is, I'd like to keep a bit of community, so I could see myself in one of these little American towns, like up in the mountains, not completely cut off from civilization, where you got a few shops and a diner or something like that, and the policeman knows everyone by name, or the sheriff, whatever the fuck is that, just that sort of thing.
I'm totally on board with that. You see, I wasn't thinking I'm like 10 hours away from the nearest city. I was just thinking, I don't have neighbours really, really close to me, and I still want to be able to go into town to have a beer or buy beer.
There's a woman out in Russia whose family, I think it was back in the 70s, like early 70s, just upped and fled into the forests of Siberia or whatever. And she was just sort of, well, I don't know what age she is, but now she's like in her 80s, 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's completely cut off from the rest of the rest of the world. Like she doesn't ever go into town. Like the authorities know she's there, but she's so far out in the woods that she's got her own bit. She's completely left alone. And apparently she's not sort of she goes like 20, 25 years without human contact. Like it's really
I don't want
weird.
that. Yeah, I don't want to be that far off grid, but
yeah, because humans are arseholes, but you do sort of need a bit of human contact every now and then, I think.
Yeah, totally. I like the idea of human contact, but yeah, as I say, I just want to, I want to live the old good life, like off that TV show.
I want to be the grumpy old prick on the outskirts of town, like maybe own a farm or something, which doesn't actually do anything farm-like, but it's still called a farm. And just be like grumpy old Mushu out on the outskirts. Oh, don't go near grumpy old Mushu's house. He'll shoot buckshot at you or something like that.
Throwing sticks at the kids, scrumping from your orchard. I would like an orchard as well. I left that one out. It's like a little orchard.
It's quite a lot of work.
Then I can make side. No, what is it though? It's a lot of work when it comes to picking it.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the important bit, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I've got nothing else to do. It's not like I have a job.
You're gonna be like 90. You don't want to be climbing trees, man. You didn't think
you cut them short. You cut them short at the end of the year, don't you? And I'm pretty tall.
Sam's just stalking amongst the orchard like a giraffe. Just another apple.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like being outside.
I quite like a hobby.
Physical activity is good. Oh, I feel like that would eliminate hobbies.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd have a shed purely for pickling shit, and I would pickle everything I could.
Nice.
Every
This is some
single
old
thing.
man shit. This is.
Oh yeah, everything. I'm gonna pickle it.
Do you know what I make booze? That's the only reason I want an orchard. Is so I can make cider. I can't even drink cider anymore because it gives me like heartburn. But I still want to make it.
I can't drink booze anymore because it'll kill me.
I haven't had cider in ages.
Yeah, there's something about a cider on a nice hot day.
Ah, lovely. Absolutely
Yeah.
lovely. Like, what are the ones that they used to come in a pint glass with? Was it Magners with ice?
You're
used to be given a big bottle.
You think like
and a pint glass.
Koppenberg and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's probably Koppenberg actually. Yeah, the original, the pear one with nice. Yeah, but you don't ever get it on like from a tap with ice in, do you? It's just like for some reason when they were giving you a bottle, they'd give you ice.
Yeah, because it fills it up to the pint line.
Oh, I don't know. The bottles were pretty fucking big. It was like getting a pint and a half. Well, Jeeves is just oh my god, he drinks old man cider. You've covered over some of your screen. Oh, right. Anyway, enough of my miserable off the grid retirement. Bushi, what about you? Leave Jeeves thinking.
No, that's me in my little American town, being the grumpus on the outskirts, and you know, occasionally going into town, sitting in a diner, reading a book, something like that. You know, it's really chilled out. I'm fed up of fucking bullshit all the time. I'd like just enough civilization to get past, like you say, a decent Wi-Fi connection. And then I'd only have to deal with seeing the same people all the time, and I could make my own opinions of them, and I'd know them, and I wouldn't have to see strangers, because fucking strangers really annoy me, because there's so much thought has to go into it, doesn't it? So is this guy a dickhead? Is he not a dickhead? You know, am I going to get on with him? Am I not? You know, is he going to be a secret Nazi or something like that? You never know. But at least in a small town, you know everyone, and it's comfortable. You know what you're getting into when you step outside your front door.
So would you actually like to leave the country, or would you stay in the UK?
Yeah, you see, I like the thought that in my head it's in America, but I don't really want to live in America.
Why? They've got guns. I mean, they've got no healthcare.
Canada would work.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah, it's in Canada.
Fair play.
Hurry now.
Oh, geez. Oh, no, that's not them, is it? That's Milwaukee or something.
Yeah, but while we're at it, oh, geez. What about you?
I'm in two minds, because I'd love to do what that woman done, where she sold everything and then basically lived on a cruise ship.
Oh, I can't imagine anything worse.
There is a woman that actually had to. It worked out that cruise ships were cheaper than a retirement home. I don't know if that's who you're on about.
Yeah.
Didn't I send this link over to you? Was it you, Moosh, or did I send it to the group chat about the guy who's going to retire to a Holiday Inn? Did I send that over?
I think you did, because I remember seeing something about it.
Yeah, so he worked out that the average retirement home in America costs something. I'm just going to make up numbers here just because it's easier. But say it costs $600 a month. These are totally wrong, because now I'm about to say that living in a Holiday Inn for a month would only cost you $150. But it was it was like quarter of the price of living in a retirement village. But it also included breakfast every single day to stay in a Holiday Inn. So like the cost, I mean, it's only a Holiday Inn, but the cost aspect of it would save them an absolute fucking fortune.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's a cooked breakfast, you know, I'm assuming it would be in America.
Yeah, bacon, eggs and stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you could just pile that bad boy high. If it's a buffet style, you know, and that's your proper main meal for the day, and then you can just snack for the rest of the day.
Well, you can just put 10 pieces of bacon on your plate, grab some bread instead of toasting it, make bacon sandwiches.
Your pockets full of sausages for the rest of the day.
Lovely. I do that anyway. But I have
Sophie
to pay for
turning her nose up at that. Like she wouldn't be walking out with a handbag full of scrambled egg.
You'll be like, I'll just have some granola.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just have some granola.
I hate all the cooked food.
Yeah, pie.
You can imagine I get a little bit out of hand at a buffet.
I think it would be the worst for me. The idea of having a buffet breakfast available to me every single day. I would do exactly what you said, Mushu. I'd die of cholesterol within about a year. It'd just be like so easily.
That's why it's cheaper to stay at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, true that.
I was actually in a situation where I had a free breakfast buffet every day for 15 weeks.
Oh wow! How much weight did you gain?
None.
All of it.
Oh,
None. I lost a lot because it was at the police training college, so obviously there's a lot of exercise involved.
oh, okay.
But they also implemented a system where they attributed points to each item of food, and you were allowed like a total of 10 points, say. So a sausage was a point, a spoonful of scrambled eggs was a point, a spoonful of beans was a point. No, it wasn't even that. It was like 5 or something like that. It was a really measly breakfast that you ended up with just like a sausage, a bit of bacon, some beans, and maybe a hash brown or scrambled eggs, depending on what you wanted.
That's a bit shit, isn't it?
It was terrible. So I did the only thing available to me, a hungry young man in his prime.
So fuck the points.
I chatted up the old lady behind the counter shamelessly on the first week, and after that she upped my point allowance considerably.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to let me go through the queue twice. It was great.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, not proud of it, but it got me food.
Why not? Always be nice to people who feed you. It's like it's how you tame a cat, isn't it? Cats are only nice to people who feed them.
This was like that sickeningly. I can't remember her name.
Did you finger her?
Morning, Gladys.
Doris.
You've done your hair, haven't you? That looks amazing. Really makes your eyes sparkle. That sort of thing, like
that just sounded really creepy, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Is that flirting?
It was back in the day. Back in my day.
Because I do that to anyone that I notice, and more often than not, they've just washed their hair. Sophie, you'll notice I've not said anything about yours. It's a disgrace. And
for the benefit of the listeners, it's a disgrace.
Yeah. Imagine. Have you seen Lord of the Rings? You know the Ents, those tree people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Like a living bush.
I mean, I'd have to question the wisdom of going here when she's just woken up.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I don't think Sam's going to see the future, if I'm honest.
Yeah, not carrying on like that. As soon as lockdown's over, we'll get a knock on the door.
Oh, I'd love it. I'm always nice to Sophie. Except when we're recording, and then I'm a cunt.
Are you always recording?
Yeah, non-stop. Non-stop. It's like the Truman Show here.
So, go on, Jeeps. Your retirement?
It would either be retiring on like one of those cruise ships, or I'd just like to be an absolute arsehole in an old people's home.
Yeah, I mean that would be more fun, more appealing. Would you really
fucking winding
the
up
rest of your days going up and down?
Huh?
So, say again, Mushi.
Would you really want to spend the rest of your days going up and down on a boat? You're going to be wobbly and old anyway. It's not great.
Mate, put me in a fucking wheelchair. I'll fucking go around that thing. No hands.
Both of them.
Oh God.
Honestly, both of those sound like the worst way to retire. They just sound awful. Okay, like a cruise ship. The idea of a cruise sounds fantastic. But could you imagine 10 years on the same fucking cruise? Oh, and old people homes should be outlawed. Well, I mean, they shouldn't actually. I think they're a really good idea. Funnel them all in. They all catch COVID and die. But I am.
That escalated quickly. Fuck.
What? It's all true. That's exactly what's happened. We pile all of our old people into really badly managed places, and they all got, well, not him. I was thinking more in America. They all got fucking sick. In New York in particular, they fucking isolated them all in together, didn't they? That was why in New York they had such high COVID death rates, because they piled everyone into the old people homes, stacked them all on top of each other, and then, well, they're dead.
But that's because their country was currently being managed by a man with the intellectual quotient of a sea cucumber.
Well, that's true, but I mean, that doesn't really that's not an excuse you can use for the New York mayor, is it? That's the person who runs that place.
No, I think he's got his own issues going on, though, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a total fuck up. They're all fuck ups.
Oh yeah,
they're absolute nightmares.
Oh
no,
yeah.
I old people homes. I find them so bleak. I've delivered to many an old people home. The staff are usually lovely, but they're totally overworked and underpaid, and it's a horrible job. In fact, I have delivered to one of the nicest old people's. It's like a resident complex. These 2-bedroom flats are like £500,000 each. They're fucking ridiculously expensive. It's an entire place. It's absolutely beautiful. There's loads of amenities and stuff. But then I saw the price list of shit to do, and there'll be like a film night, or they'll take you on a bus into the local town to go and do shopping, or to the cinema. And I saw all of the prices of all of these little extras of just normal things. And I mean, if you've got £500,000 to spend on a 2-bedroom flat that you're going to live in for a decade before you croak, you shouldn't be having to pay to get a lift into the to go to the supermarket, in my opinion.
Well, no.
They were crazy prices. It was like £20 to do something that probably cost like £2. It was fucking ridiculous, but it was a beautiful, beautiful, safe area. Whereas the majority of the ones I've been to, they're about 1 billion degrees all year round. They all stink of piss. The rooms are tiny, tiny little places. It's just bleak, and I would have said cold, but it's never cold. It's always too hot. But yeah, it's just, it just makes me sad. I don't want to be anywhere near that when I get old.
I think I'd rather avoid it if I could. Although I do like the thought of someone looking after me. You know, I do like that. Yeah.
You like the idea of someone wiping your bum?
Saves me a job, mate, and it's not pleasant now. You know.
You was sorry, Sophie.
One of our colleagues, his dream on his way out is to be in a hospital bed, waited on hand and foot by young nurses.
You see, but he's got a plan in place. You know, he knows he knows what he wants.
Oh Lord,
good on him. What about you, Soph? You got any like? Obviously, you're quite young still, so you won't be retiring for decades yet. But
I've never really thought about it. But just thinking about it now, is my grandparents, they own their own house, and they've retired in that, and obviously they've got each other. So hopefully, I can be in a position that I own my own home and can retire
stability in that,
in my own space, kind of thing.
That's not a bad ambition to have, I guess. Yeah,
no. I like that.
At least it's yours. It's paid for by your own sort of hard work and that. Yeah.
I can appreciate what I've done with the money I've earned through life if I can live in my own house that I bought.
Yeah, I would like that as well. But I just don't know if it's going to happen. Getting on a bit now.
Well, I mean, this is the wonderful thing about the future, isn't it? Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Or do they?
One of us could get the bid tomorrow and die next week.
Exactly.
And on that happy note.
Yeah, I mean, I was always hoping for a global pandemic to bring the population numbers down, but that didn't fucking work. We just got locked inside for a year and a half. Definitely ain't wishing for that in the future. Bleak, that was.
Yeah, we need to up our game in what we're.
Well, you carried on working through it all, didn't you?
Yeah, you have a fucking choice in the matter. It's one of those things, isn't
no
it?
Difference no difference for you.
No. Well, apart from the fact that I have to work, but I can't see my friends. I saw one the other day. I was walking to my car and they were out walking their child in a pram. Go figure. And yeah, they were walking up. I was so excited, ran straight up and gave them a hug. I was like, oh, fuck, we're not meant to do this, are we? It's like, I haven't seen you for like 3 months. Yeah.
It's very strange, like when you meet people out and about and you sort of realise that you can't do any of the handshakey sort of like or hugs or anything like that. I can get my head around the not seeing anyone and being locked indoors, and I can get my head around no lockdown and everything's normal. What I can't get my head around is the social distancing when I'm out and about. It seems really difficult when I see people I know to remember that there's a barrier, and just because I know them, I'm still not supposed to go near them, sort of thing.
They're keeping that 2 meters.
Although you can now go to the park and meet up with one friend.
I don't know if I've got any left.
Time to stick an advert in the paper. Who wants to be my friend? Looking for a friend to go for a walk in the park with.
So any listeners, if you want to come and meet up with Mushu, drop us a comment.
Sophie, please don't pimp me out.
It wouldn't be. It's not the first time. It's not going to be the last.
Yeah,
Sophie, look, I know this is off track, but I have to know: is that a homemade bow and arrow or some sort of weird macrame behind you?
Oh, you on about that?
Yeah, the thing that
No,
looks like a
my
crap bow and
nan-
arrow.
No, that's a flax bow.
Huh?
My nan made it for me. So
Clears it all up. Thank
the
you.
arch here
Yeah.
is made out of willow that had to be soaked and slowly bent to shape. No, hazel. That had to be soaked and slowly bent over the course of a few weeks. Then this is raw flax. No idea what it is. Ask her. And then a load
Okay,
of
so
beads
when I
and
said,
stuff.
is that a bow and arrow or macrame? You could
No.
have just gone neither.
Yeah, but then you'd be like, well, what is it?
Yeah, you would have.
So if I would have just said, no, it's not a bow and arrow, you'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, what is it then?
How do you know? I might have gone, fair enough. I was wrong. Right, moving swiftly back on the future. Right, so did you guys, anyway, enough, I don't know what flax is, and neither do you, so, no, cool. Right, let's moving swiftly on from the decorations in the background of Sophie's house.
Why you haven't asked about my books?
No, can tell less. Do you know you can read?
There's
Is that a phone book?
See my fox.
No.
One fox. I can read. I've been reading those books for a few years now.
Just very slowly.
Like a word a day.
If that.
A word a day calendar. Yeah, it's a weird one though, because you can't tear a page off and there's like 500 words per page. It's taken me years, it is. I wonder if tomorrow's is cat or sat or Matt.
Oh, no, I'm still on the first book of Game of Thrones.
Oh God, put it down. Just watch the TV series.
I already have.
Too fucking heavy they are. I read half of the first one and I was like, I can't fucking deal with this. Mainly because although it was great, I knew what was to come. And the first book of the first TV series felt really very similar. And I knew the second series of the TV series was roughly the second book. And it was so political, but with stupid names. I was like, I'm not going to be able to handle this. I'm just not going to be able to handle it. So I was like, fuck you, George Martin. Can't be bothered with you.
Just watch it.
Yeah. He hasn't finished writing them anyway, the fat lazy cunt. Who does that? Who fucking does that?
Well, he's rich now. He can do what he wants.
No, but he's done a season finale of a
retire
fucking book that hasn't fucking come out. I mean, it was like one of the biggest shows ever. He could have finished the book before the last series came out. He had years and years and years to do it. The fucking loser hasn't. I'm not happy with it. And he's obsessed with incest because he did another TV show that was really good at some sci-fi thing on Netflix, like Night. Fuck knows what it's called. Anyway, and in that, all fucking brothers and sisters and they're shagging each other as well. It's just obsessed. I bet he watches stepbrother porn. Jesus, sorry to make you choke.
Wow.
And that was Sam's moaning moments.
You okay there, Sam? You all right? Do you need a minute?
No, I feel pretty good actually. Apparently, I've had that built up on my chest for quite a while. And look, I quite like Game of Thrones. I have coasters.
Oh yeah,
that's one of the houses.
Yes, the Lannisters. I'd assume.
Yeah,
maybe. It's one of them.
Maybe. Gryffindor.
It's Gryffindor. It's Gryffindor. What's that one? I know that one. Baratheon. The others are on the other side of the room. I ain't getting them. Do you do that thing where you put coasters in places you never sit and no one ever puts cups?
I don't use coasters, to be honest.
Yes. You do? Oh, thanks.
Coffee table, and that's it.
Well, I got a table with my drinks on it, and I've just got coasters on the side with no drinks on them.
And they kind of annoy me, to be honest, because I'm one of those sort of people. They have to be symmetrical on the table.
Yeah.
And where I live, there's no way of putting them symmetrical on a table because it's a round table.
Oh.
Not round seating.
You leave them in a stack in the middle.
And plus, it's just annoying, isn't it? Because you put the coasters out and then people don't use them, and you're just there like fucking. I'd rather them just put them on the table than have a coaster and ignore it and put it on the table.
Don't we have really cool coasters in our merch store?
What, on pacifistpodcast.com? Yes, we do, mate. Yes, we do. Some very fancy coasters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
like that.
I'll give you a demonstration. I'll show you one right now, but I haven't got any.
Because you don't like coasters.
No.
No. What's that shirt you're wearing today, though?
Also available. The Pacifist Podcast conspiracy tee.
An
I
ever so
actually had my
specific one.
nipples then. I was like,
Did it? You pick your nipples.
I was like,
Oh, I like that, Mushu.
It's very
Anyway.
comfortable. As I started that, I was like, I don't know how you big up a t-shirt. It's very
I think you need
warm.
to give us a twirl.
I'm not twirling
Nah.
because these jeans. I've not got a belt on. And I don't want to get the Mitchell twins out on camera.
The Mitchell twins.
Yeah, nobody wants to see them.
Yeah, I have that problem often. But yeah, no. So what I was going to say earlier, but I got distracted by the weird macrame thing coming out the back of Sophie's head.
Didn't you just?
Yeah. Did you used to watch like the what we expect from the future type programs, like Tomorrow's World back in the day, where they would give predictions on what they thought it was going to be like?
I wanted to talk about tonight. Actually.
Well.
Tomorrow's World specifically because it's not on anymore, is it? But fuck me, I used to watch it religiously.
Same.
It used to blow my mind.
They were so wrong. They were so wrong on so many aspects.
But that didn't matter. We
No,
were seeing the
it was a
technology
great
of tomorrow, you know. And to be honest, it's kind of interesting looking back at it. It's like seeing where they thought they had the technology in their hands and where they thought it was going to go, and then where it actually went.
Yeah, it went to mobile phones, didn't it? It's they never once predicted smartphones or tablets the way that they are.
No.
I don't remember seeing a single episode about that. I think they mentioned mobiles, but it was, it wasn't.
No, it
email
was
and
kind of
text.
ridiculous stuff, wasn't it? And it always started off as like a news report. They'd be like, so millions of people get up to go to work every day and catch trains or buses. But what if there was an alternative way? What if in the future, one day, you're jetpacking to work? Well, that might not be such a pipe dream. Let's go over to Jen in the garden and that sort of thing. And then you got some guy wearing this fucking enormous suit, like the size of a house, just like, yeah, so basically all you're doing here, I've done 4 hours of pre-flight checks. I just pull this nozzle here. It's like, and then it lands. It's like, that's all we can do at the moment because we haven't got enough fuel because obviously it's too expensive.
That's it, isn't it? That's exactly how it went.
And you're kind of watching it thinking like, I don't know if this is amazing or if this is just the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen in my life. But either way, they've gone to a lot of effort. So, ooh.
Yeah. Oh, God.
No,
I remember seeing one where they had a printer that was basically the size of a key ring. I never understood how it fucking worked. I assume you had to sort of like run it over paper and it would like spit ink out onto it into some sort of pattern. But yeah, I just remember I was just like, who the fuck needs a printer hanging from their keys? What good can come from that?
Yeah, I mean, when are you ever in that much need of a printer?
No idea. I bought loads over the years though. You know, like when you'd buy a computer from PC World and it would come with like a free printer and a free scanner. That shit just used to litter my house. I never used any of it.
Yeah, because printers used to be 10 a penny, and then they charge you like. I bought an Epson once just because I needed to print a CV off, and other printers are available or whatever. But I bought this little Epson thing. It's dirt cheap. It's like 30 quid for the printer, right?
Yeah.
Fucking bargain. So I bought it.
Was a rip-off.
Ink was 45 fucking quid for the cartridge. £15 more than the printer cost me.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Fuck, it's an ink receptacle, and here you have the thing that makes the ink into like does the printy magic and makes the words happen.
You even get that nowadays 9 times out of 10 because everyone wants the cheaper one, so that's how they get you. They make their product cheaper, but then they make the refills more expensive.
That's how they get you. You heard it here first.
Jeeves knows.
Yeah,
I bought a printer for 80 quid and my refills are 20.
Well, you used to be able to take it, so it was a con to buy brand new because you could take the cartridges to go and get them filled up, couldn't you? Or send them away and they'd come back with fresh ink in them.
Yeah, that's right. but that would invalidate the warranty of your printer.
What? But it's a separate cartridge.
If you don't use a genuine ink cartridge, it
costs 35 quid. Who cares?
You'll lose your warranty then. That's how they get you.
Oh yeah. Man, I can care less. So, yeah. I remember once talking of warranties. It's really pissed me off. This did. I bought a phone once and I got rained on and it broke. That was it. The rain broke my phone. It was just in my pocket. I took it back into the phone shop. I was like, oh, I bought this phone from you. And I was out and about, got rained on, and now it doesn't work. And he took the back off, and there was a water damage sticker on the inside underneath the battery, and it changed colour if it got wet or from moisture. And they're just like, you got it wet. That's an invalid warranty. And I was like, what the fuck are you on about? I was like, I bought this like a month ago, and now it doesn't fucking work because of the rain. I was like, it's not like I've gone swimming or scuba diving or thrown it in a fucking fish pond. I was like, I'm walking around with it in my pocket. Do you expect me to leave it at home when there's adverse weather conditions? No. Is there one time you want to have a fucking phone in adverse weather conditions? He's like, well, sorry, mate, it's wet. This sticker tells me that you don't get a warranty. And I was just like, well, Carphone Warehouse, that's who. Fuck you.
Fucking look at us outing companies left, right, and centre.
I couldn't fucking believe it. I'd had it for a month, and in the rain, it broken my phone. I was just like, you fucking scumbags, a lot of you. Now phones are like pretty waterproof, aren't they? It's impressively so.
Yeah, I think mine's. No, I don't think it is. This is where I go wrong. You see, I was going to say I think mine's waterproof, but I don't think it is. This is why I break lots of phones. Yeah, don't worry, guys. My phone's waterproof. Oh.
Well, I know there used to be a Sony phone that you could literally submerge, couldn't you? Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really want to submerge a phone, but that's pretty nifty.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite good. The practical uses for it are limited, aren't they? I mean, generally, most of my phone calls take place above water.
I think it's more for the cameras and stuff, isn't it?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, people are so addicted to their phones when they go swimming in the sea, they can't leave it. Hey, look, there's a fish there. Hey, Mum wants to talk to you. Just hold it underneath for him. No, I think that's pretty cool though. Is there anything
that, like, more for you, this question, Sam, when you're younger with Tomorrow's World and that, is there any inventions that you've been looking forward to that you're kind of pissed still haven't become mainstream or anything like that?
Yeah, there are. And the worst thing is, the one that I really, really wanted, they have rebranded as something I really don't fucking want. The hoverboard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, the Tomorrow's World. I was really young when that came on. Like that, I was like 8 or something. So I was watching that as a kid, and I just remember seeing like a hoverboard episode, and then obviously Back to the Future was out, and there was hoverboards in that, and that was so cool. Yeah. And they did one with magnets. It was like the what do they call it?
Mag
like
rail.
A pro. No. Sorry, not the magnet thing, but yes, that is what they call that. When they have like a prototype, but it's not really a prototype. It's when they're just sort of like, this is what could come, like a theory, not a theory.
Proof of concept.
Thank you, Jesus. That's exactly it. A proof of concept. And they did it with magnets.
Right.
So in my stupid 8-year-old brain, I'm just like, oh my God, hoverboards are coming. They're coming. And they never came. And then I see hoverboards, and it's not a hoverboard. It's a stupid Segway with just
a shit Segway. It's good.
Yeah, you don't even ride it the right way. You ride it face on. I want to ride sideways like a skateboard. It's so annoying. Yeah, that's.
And you want to be able to do tricks, kick flips, shit like that. You know, like
yeah, I want to be able to hover over water.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you get stuck in water? That's what I want to be able to do.
Up against walls.
Enough speed.
Ooh.
Yes, mate. Yeah, all of that. Because that was the problem with skateboarding when you were riding one as a mode of transport, was a single pebble would send you 20 meters down the road when it would stop and you would keep going. But yeah, that was the one that I really, really wanted, and it really have failed to deliver.
Yeah.
But scooters on the other hand, another thing that I'm, like in the back of magazines, FHM and The Sun, they'd always have like not personal ads, but you could buy shit from them. There'd be adverts in there. They used to do, they were called GoPeds back in the day, and it cost like 500 quid. It had a little engine on it, and they would go 20 miles an hour roughly.
Yeah.
I wanted one of them so badly as like a teenager, but they were like 500-600 quid, which as like a 13-year-old, that's an impossible amount of money to get, especially when your mum won't let you have a job. Cheers, mum. Yeah, always wanted one of those. Even though it's petrol, so it was vastly impractical and probably stupidly dangerous. But I was on the island at the time, and I was like working it out, and I was like, it goes 20 miles an hour. It's like I could go from Ventnor to Ryde, and it'd probably only take me 2 hours. I'm like, it's like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I won't have to use my legs at all.
Yeah, imagine that. But obviously now electric scooters are the bane of Facebook. Everybody hates them, apart from me. I think they're the fucking best thing ever. I don't care that kids are riding them on the road. I think maybe they should wear a helmet or something reflective.
I don't really give a shit either way, you know.
I think they're fucking brilliant. I think if anything, they should put the driving age up to 21, so there's less cars and less stupid cunts on the road with them, and they should actively encourage young people to have electric scooters. You know how, like in India, everybody rides bicycles. No, China, everybody rides bicycles.
Yeah,
like thousands of them. Get a bunch of those bad boys out instead. People are a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Do
it like Amsterdam, where they, you know, is it Amsterdam that's bicycles only?
Yeah. Yeah, they have got bicycle only.
Denmark is massively on bicycles.
But just have like in your cities, your green zones, just have like e-scooters only.
Yeah.
So you park your car up on the outside and then just scoot around on your e-scooters.
What annoys me about the e-scooters thing, though, is the fact that they're technically illegal. And that you technically have to have insurance to ride one, but you don't have to have insurance to ride a bicycle. So the only legal way you can do it is if you rent one from somebody else. That just feels like a real cunty move. Like, why sell them if you're not allowed to, if there's literally no way of riding them legally? They're like, oh, you can ride them on private property. It's like, oh, okay, I'll just ride them around my fucking personal estate then, shall I? I find it really frustrating. I think it's a stupid law that needs to be fucking updated. Because I see hundreds of them. Like, every day I see shitloads of them. And although, like, I usually see young lads riding them and they're always riding down the middle of the road and they're not really paying attention to, like, traffic signals and stuff. None of them have been in any accidents. And I would rather them ride one of those than drive a car.
Yeah.
Especially when I see how they drive those things.
Yeah, I mean, they're a lot less likely to kill someone on one of them.
Yeah. I feel like they need to bring in something new, like a sort of...
hoverboard.
Like a tax, like sort of like a tax insurance thing for that kind of thing, but it's got to be cheap. It can't be like your first car driving £2,000. That's fucking ridiculous. The idea of these things is to save you some money, get you some transport, isn't it? Oh, pardon me. I think as I know it's not future because it's current, but of the things I saw as a kid that I wanted, that is one development that I think has come on amazingly. Well, Jeeves, I saw you put in some faces. I assume you hate them.
Huh?
Scooters, electric.
No,
honestly,
I like electric scooters.
You like them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like them.
Why?
I was thinking about getting one for work.
Nice.
It'd just get pinched the second you got off of it.
No, because you'll fucking wipe yourself out on it.
Sorry, I'm not you, Andy.
Yeah, all right. No, because I'll wipe myself out on it. Yeah, I mean, you make a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think I could ride one. I think I'm too big. I mean, they probably do a big boy version of it, but
you'd probably be all right. Just get some hand extenders.
They do, Sam. It's called a mobility scooter.
You got to sit down.
They don't go 20 miles an hour, though, do they?
You can actually get some that do.
No,
you just have to buy from China.
Oh, now I'm not interested.
Black market ones from China.
You're amazing.
But be
absolutely
warned,
amazing.
those ones tend to not have suspension.
Oh God! Could you imagine 20 miles an hour sat in your ass just getting rickety? Oh no!
I've done it. It's not. Yeah. It's not nice.
Oh.
Literally going down a normal tarmac road felt like I was doing the Welsh Rally.
Oh. Fun stuff. Sophie, the only non-driver in the group.
The only non-driver with 4 vehicles.
He's got more cars than all of us combined. But...
Can't drive any of them.
Yeah.
I can. Well, I can drive one of them.
I hate it when people say that. Oh, I can drive them. Don't have a license though.
Yeah, so you can't.
I can drive them. I know where my
Exactly.
boyfriend sits next to me, though.
Yeah. See, so I can drive it. You know, I think they're a good idea. I mean, they're not for me because I'd hurt myself, but they don't
Yeah,
really
you would.
faze me, to be honest.
No? Do you
I
see
mean-
the rage? Do you see people raging
get
online?
right off on one about these sort of things
Yeah.
on Facebook and stuff like that. You know, these things need to be banned. Ridiculous. There's one. Someone was driving up the dual carriageway on one.
I was going to say we had a nipper going up the dual carriageway
It's a
on one.
fucking dual carriageway. It's not a motorway. It's a
Oh,
dual
no.
carriageway. It's-
To islanders, it is a motorway.
Yeah, but it's not. To everyone else in the universe, it's not. It's a dual
It's
carriageway.
real.
Yeah?
It's
You're allowed to-
barely that.
You're allowed
This
to
is coming
cycle
from the
up it.
guy that was saying my island.
It is my island, and this is what I'm saying. This is my decree.
Well, hang on. Are you allowed to cycle up that bit of dual carriageway?
It's a dual
Yes.
carriageway. It's not a
Yeah.
motorway. Of course we are.
Oh, yeah. I've never thought about that. I wouldn't want to fucking cycle up it though. That's the
No.
only place where people can go fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
it's the
what
only
is it,
bit of
a mile
motorway
and
the
a half?
island's got, isn't it?
All like 8 seconds.
I can legally
Yeah.
overtake someone on the other side of the road. Fucking 25 meters of fast lane. Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, admittedly, driving an electric scooter up that bit of dual carriageway is a bit silly. But the island is one of the only places that's test driving the whole rental thing for the e-scooters, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fairly progressive as it goes. It's also feeding into a machine that I don't want to be a thing. I don't want people to have to. How much do any of you know how much it costs to rent one?
No, I haven't got a clue.
No.
Hang on.
Yeah, so, right. Anyway,
No.
so what were we talking about? Sorry?
We were talking about the price of e-scooters on the Isle of Wight. Sophie was trying to find it out, but we Googled it instead because it was easier.
That's
No,
it.
I did
yeah.
ask. I did ask.
Yeah, no, you did. That's why we had to stop
Screamed.
because she was shouting. Anyway, the prices consist of £1.50 to unlock it and then 10p a minute.
Which I don't think is too bad.
No.
No, it's
Uh,
not.
If my memory serves me right, I think someone got arrested for using one whilst intoxicated
Yes.
on the
A
island.
lady in Newport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
After
did.
drink driving.
And that again, I think that ties into what Sam was saying there. Like in my experience as an ex-policeman, I would say that it's a bit silly having the same road laws. I know they're road users, but they're not going to do the same damage.
No.
Because she got points on her license. She got a license revoked, didn't she, or something like that, and got done
I
for
can't
drink.
remember.
Bollocks. That's fucking bollocks. She
I'm-
wasn't driving a fucking car.
I'm pretty sure she got done under drink drive rules and had the punishment dealt out as such as well.
To
So
be fair, I think they used her as an example as well
massively so.
for people
Yeah.
to be like, "No, don't fucking back it
Yeah,
out
I
on
mean,
these things."
she was hung out to dry somewhat. I mean, I don't agree with. I don't think you should be allowed to drive around on them drunk. It's not clever. But at the same time, she drove to the place. I'm under the assumption she drove to the place anyway, got drunk and decided not to drive her car to get one of these things instead, which shows some sort of level of responsibility, I would argue.
I think that's a brilliant workaround. I mean, you know, go
It's
take
like
your car
she
over
had
to
to-
the pub.
If she had to like, navigate herself through an app as well
Yeah.
to be able to have one of these.
Yeah, I mean, fuck me. If you've been drinking and you can stand whilst driving a thing, that's got a balance. Like, that's got to be harder than driving, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Like
I mean,
driving, you just sat down.
Not
like,
driven
yeah.
drunk, so I don't know what it's like. But
I've driven drunk,
you know,
not on the roads. Not on the roads, but I have driven whilst intoxicated, and I thought it was really easy. Apparently, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
My mates who were in the car said they've never experienced such a thing. But yeah, I didn't think it was too hard. But I guess that's the danger, isn't it? Is that you think you're doing fucking brilliantly, and meanwhile it looks like there's a tornado behind you. Like, people screaming, like things on fire and everything like that.
I quite like the idea of having specific lanes for them. So the Isle of Wight for non-islanders has got an incredible cycle track from Newport to Cowes. Does it go further than that?
To be honest, they've
Yeah, so it
upgraded a lot of the
starts
cycle
in Sandown,
tracks.
doesn't
Yeah, because
Have they?
you've got the one from Sandown that goes right the way through Newport, right the way up to Newport. That's a good
Yeah.
cycle track. You know,
They are brilliant. We've got
Mm.
cycle lanes where they've just painted over fucking a metre of the road, or put a sign up saying cyclists use these paths, which
Yeah.
is a totally different thing to rant about, because it fucks me off when cyclists are on the road but they can go on the pavement because that's where you're meant to be. I'm just to get off the fucking. Oh! Does it not piss you off though when you're on the road and they've got a dedicated place to be and they're making you stay at the same speed that they're poodling along at?
I get really, really cross with cyclists. One thing you get a lot of on the island is cyclists, and like you say, there's so many cycle lanes and stuff like that. Why people choose to do that? Cycling two abreast as well. Oh, it's a lovely sunny day. It's
Don't.
the Isle of Wight. They're country roads. Why don't we cycle two abreast? Because Moosh will run you over because he doesn't give a shit and you're angering him. That's why. That's why you don't ride two abreast, because I am not fucking swerving for you. I will give you the meter that it allows you in the highway code. Anything beyond that meter is fucked. I am driving through it.
I'm so on board with that. It really gets on my tits, man. I think people who cycle to get somewhere, fair play. People who cycle for leisure are just dickheads. You know, I see it all the time because where I live, there's a road, and you know the douchebags who have got the little old racing bikes and they put full lycra on, and they're really into it. You can see everything. It's that tight. I see so many of those, and they're always, as you say, two abreast. I'm just like, get fucking in a single file. I can't drive two abreast with other cars. It's not a dual carriageway. This isn't the Isle of Wight, people.
I overtook a guy the other day, exactly as you said. He was riding his white racer bike. He had the streamlined helmet, you know, not the normal bike helmet, the racing helmet.
Yeah, I know the sort.
The cycle glasses, the wraparound shades, complete white lycra cycling thing, shorts. You could see both bollocks and shaft, everything. They were so tight. And he was like 90, right?
Oh.
I went past him, and I was like, I looked at him as I went past. I'm like, who the fuck are you trying to kid? Like, I'm looking at you. I'm not thinking like, oh, look, a professional cyclist. You're going out for a bike ride, clearly for leisure. I don't believe you're sponsored by Shell or whoever the fuck it was, like the world's oldest bicycle racer.
Maybe
or something
this
like
is his retirement plan.
Maybe he's still racing. He was sponsored in the 70s and he's still fucking going because that's how good he is. I don't know, but I don't believe that he's a professional cyclist. I think he's just got dressed up like a twat just to go out for a cycle. That's my suspicion.
I don't know. Have you guys noticed this? That since lockdown, that people seem to get dressed up for their exercise so much more. Noticed it on Saturday. I was like, why are all the men wearing fucking tights these days? They're all in fucking tights. And man, I could almost understand it if they were doing like a marathon or something like that. But they're all walking. You're in fucking tights, man. Run at least.
This is what I was saying last episode. Is people have forgotten about fashion. They've forgotten what's normal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've got to go down the shop. What shall I put on? Yoga pants?
Tights.
Are yoga pants acceptable? I'll put on yoga pants, my trilby, and this string vest. There we go. That'll do. And then you turn up at Morrison's like, why does everyone look at me like a fucking weirdo? God, lockdown's affected everyone, hasn't it? Ooh.
Oh yeah, it really gets on my nerves. I've got I work with somebody who's a bit of a douchebag. You know, like when you got to work with someone and they're just rude, really, just for no reason. I've had very little interaction with this guy for like 15 years. I know a couple of things about him, and if I have to have a conversation, I will talk about those couple of subjects. And one of them is cycling, and he's one of those dickheads who puts on the full lycra, but he goes over to the island. He cycles around the island all the fucking time. So yeah, sorry, but mainlanders, come over to make use of your roads.
This is why we're all dying of coronavirus.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's done it since lockdown.
Coming over here.
Yeah, no, but that's a fun day for him, just to cycle around the island. I mean, there's nothing fun about that.
Aggravating.
I mean, it must be pretty. What the views and shit.
The views are spectacular. Undoubtedly, there are some beautiful, beautiful scenic routes. But
the annoying thing is, I had a friend in school who we always used to take the piss out of because he used to shave his legs. Right. And the reason he shaved his legs was because he used to like cycling. and it used to make him more streamlined.
Really?
Did it?
Yeah, so we always used to take the piss out of him for it. He went on to become a professional cyclist, do quite well for himself, win quite a few medals, and now he owns a professional cycle shop somewhere. He's done really well for himself out of it, so there we go. I guess that's what we get for taking the piss.
Well, maybe I need to start shaving my legs. It make me walk faster at work.
This is it. Well, there's studies that high heels are empowering for men. Like, there's a lot of businessmen and stuff like that now who started wearing high heels because it's empowering.
You know what? It really irritates me when men wear high heels because their calves always look amazing.
Yeah, they do.
Actually, it's got to be said, of all the bits of my body, that is probably my best feature. It's my calf muscles. They're enormous, Sophie. Well, absolutely enormous.
You're walking around all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, it's huge.
Mine have just
solid as well.
Snake-like tubes of flesh. I don't use them anymore.
Scaly.
They're completely like fluid. Just slide around like Voldemort.
Oh, lovely! You always say that. He doesn't do that.
He does. That's all I remember from the Harry Potter films is how he comes out of that graveyard. He slides out. He's like,
that's a snake, you tool.
No, it's not him.
It's a snake.
It turns into him.
Doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. You're just embarrassing yourself.
I'm not. That's why they call it slither in, because that's what he does.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, what was the subject? The future, right? Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, in answer to my own question, I'm just going to say I'm really disappointed that we haven't got interactable holograms.
We haven't really got decent holograms, though, Mushu.
Yeah, well, exactly. What the fuck are the hologram scientists doing? Well, they're clearly not earning their money, are they? Because we haven't got holograms. But I wanted like these just little displays where you go up to a door and you scan your eye or something, a little keyboard like just appears in light in front of you.
Oh, nice.
That sort of shit, like computers where you just tap the top of it and it will project a keyboard in front of you and you just type using that.
They do have projected keyboards.
Yeah, that's coming. I've seen that because you can get it like a watch, can't you? And it'll project it on your arm.
But it's not mainstream. Yeah, that bracelet thing. I've seen that. And I just assumed it was bollocks. But you get the bracelet which projects an image up your forearm. I mean, it would be shit for me because I've got doodles all over mine. But
I was going to say someone's drawn on you, Mushu. You just have a bath.
Oh, don't get me started when it comes to needles. When I was in hospital and they're trying to find a needle in that.
They're trying to find a needle? Trying to
find a vein, to stick a needle in me. So every time they had to go through my hands. Yeah, I know. Fucking horrible.
Well, at least they didn't have to go for your penis, because then there'd be a struggle finding that as well.
What a completely unnecessary joke. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Fuck. Wowzers.
You're on something tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Fucking hell.
But let's think Jarvis, for instance.
Yeah.
One Division, lately.
What is it?
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Just another really very intelligent system or something, is it, Jarvis?
Possibly. I mean, that works.
Really, well,
I know it's something silly like that for Jarvis anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Tony Stark created him, wasn't it?
But that's what I want. I want holograms that I can spin around and like pull pieces out, and examine pieces and shit like that. The things you could build, like you could just give any old idiot that technology and they could build something incredible.
See, I'd be happy with the technology, like the holographic stuff from Star Wars. Just having the little thing and then pop up for your little telephone call and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool. I mean, they've done
that.
They've done
I didn't know where you were going with
stuff,
that,
haven't they?
Well, what did you think I was going to go for with lightsabers?
No, I thought you were going to, that weird game they play that's sort of a bit like chess, but with the Wookiees always playing it on.
Yeah.
Is it,
When you mentioned chess, I just went back to Harry Potter. Sorry.
Oh God, this is a fucking nightmare, isn't it?
I would quite like wizard chess pieces, actually. Just saying that would be amazing. Would look really nice on my chessboard. The future, yeah. Do you remember? Sorry, this is going back to yesteryear, but do you remember Battle Chess, Mushu?
Yeah, I remember Battle Chess. That was great.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be as readily available as it was when computers were dog shit. It seemed to come on like every computer back in the day.
Nowadays, could you imagine the chess games that you could have if you introduced that? Do you remember Battle Chess, either of you two, Jeeves or Soph?
No idea what you're on about. I know battleships.
If it's the one I'm thinking
so.
about, which I'm assuming it would be, it was like chess, but say if you moved your pawn to take another pawn, it would go into an animation with the two pawns fighting it out, and then like your pawn would kill them. And every piece had its own different animation.
So you mean like on bowling, whenever you get a strike, it comes up with the little video of like the ball beating up all the pins?
Almost, but nothing like that. No.
But yes, in the terms that there's an animation involved, but no in reference to any of the other part of the story.
Yeah, no, because it was 3D rendered, so it was like the piece would move and then it would sort of come alive, and the two pieces would fight it out, and like they all had their different animations. Like the knight would like had this fucking huge sword and it just annihilate them, and
I just remember the queen. No. So the king, he's the one. Which one holds the ball in his hand? That'd be the king, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, in the version that I had, he would light a fuse on that like an old school bomb and lob it over. It was just so good.
We need a tea. Yeah, it's disgraceful.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Oh, you're jealous now.
No tea for me. Yeah, wine. Yeah. I've done my water now.
Yeah, but the technology that we've got now, you could create such a good chess game.
That'd be brilliant.
A good chess game.
But this is what I don't understand why there isn't wizard chess. You know, Sophie brought it up. Sorry, it's a very convoluted way of getting back to that subject. Is back in the early 90s, every computer had battle chess on it, and now it doesn't seem to be anywhere. But it was just a great.
Now.
What?
Minesweeper now, isn't it?
Yeah, that was then as well.
Yeah, so something never changed.
Yeah, that and Hearts, all of them, all still there, and everybody used to get the free EA golf game as well, which was always shit. But yeah, they all seem to have that game on it, and I've never seen. It might exist somewhere, but I've never seen wizard chess, which is the exact same thing as battle chess.
And to be honest, that would be a perfect game to put on something like Oculus. The Oculus Quest, because it wouldn't take up a lot of space, but you could actually play proper wizard chess. You know, because of the hand tracking, you could do spells, you could do shit like that. You could. It would be perfect. It would be literally like you're sitting there playing it. I don't know why no one's done it. Why has no one done this? I'm outraged.
Yeah, I'm a little bit outraged as well. Even if in the aspect of for the Oculus, if you were sat there and the board was in front of you, and you would just pick up the piece and move it to where you wanted it to go, and then those pieces were animated, that would just be wicked.
Yeah, it would be brilliant. Yeah.
I really don't understand why J.K. Rowling and her cronies haven't done it. Probably something to do with sexism.
I just have the image of Andy losing a game, just flipping the table.
Oh, have you ever played a board game with somebody who does that?
I've been the person that does that.
Oh, really? I hate people like you.
Oh, fuck Monopoly. Like, my brother, what a dickhead. He's I'm always in prison and he's just rolling in fucking money, like straight away. And I get out of prison, land on a fucking hotel. Straight away, I'm either paying him money or I'm back in prison again. I feel like a fucking criminal, you know? My mum and dad are starting to believe that I'm a criminal. They're looking at me like, why are you always in fucking prison? I'm like, I don't know, ask the prick over there with all the fucking hotels. Not my fault, is it?
Okay, and that is the point. That you realise the inventor of Monopoly made the game as an exercise to show how capitalism's awful for his kids, and it just took off that people like playing it.
Because it's one of those, funny how I was the rebel uprising that showed everyone that, you know, you push someone enough and sooner or later they're going to fucking snap and hurt someone.
Well, I played Monopoly with a friend of mine years and years and years ago, because I quite like Monopoly. You know, it's just one of it's rainy day afternoon thing, isn't it? Before the internet, what else did you do? And yeah, we were playing and he flipped a board. And I turned around to him and I was like, I'm never playing another board game with you. literally ever again. That is the worst. And he's like a big gamer as well, like a super gamer. Does all the D&D, does everything. He lives for games and books. That's his life. And yeah, he flipped a board, and I was just like, I'm literally never playing you. And we lived in a big shared house at the time, and occasionally board games would come up and be like, "Oh, do you want to play?" It's like, "Hey, play with fucking Andy." Oh, dropped his name in it. Sorry, Andy. But you should have fucking flipped him. You should have flipped a Monopoly board. You were a grown man.
I slapped my brother once during a game of Monopoly. He had a little fucking bruise in the shape of a small dog. On his cheek.
You play as the dog, do you?
Yeah,
I do too.
I'm not one of those people. I don't see the point in like, I'm always the top hat. If I'm not the top hat, I'm not playing. Who gives a shit? It's a little fucking bit of metal.
I was always felt drawn to the cannon myself, but each to their own.
The cannon?
Yeah.
The cannon piece, is it?
Yeah, it's a piece.
Is it?
Yep. Probably not the Star Wars version of it, or the
I have the Star Wars
Game of Thrones version.
I've got the original version.
Have you guys played the Tropical Tycoon version, the one that's on the DVD?
No.
I've
played a lot of Monopoly online though.
Are you talking about a DVD game?
You have the board game, but like when you land on chance and community chest, or if you land on somebody's hotel or whatnot, you have to go through the DVD.
I love DVD games.
So my dad,
they're really good, aren't they?
He will always win Monopoly, like that isn't on the DVD. Always, like I don't play it with him anymore because I'm a really bad loser, and I don't like the fact that my dad always wins.
You can't always win at Monopoly because it's a game of luck.
Always wins. Yeah. Don't know how he does it. Like
he's cheating.
Because he's quite a knifey.
He can be the banker. I could be the banker. My mum could be the banker. He somehow wins all the time. I don't know if I'm just probably retarded at the game or what. But anyway,
this is the point of the game.
Fucks him up.
Really?
Yes.
Do you remember the VHS games? I can't remember what they were called. Mushu, do you remember?
There was one which was like the darkness or the fear of darkness or something like that. Fear of the dark, something like that. The
creepy games. I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah,
there was a series, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't really remember, to be honest, mate. No, but they were great. They were great.
Yeah, they're good. Like once.
Yeah, but then there are still things that exist like that, like interactive games. Like I don't know if anyone's played any of the Jackbox party packs, but they are
never
great fun. If you've got a party going, they're great. They've got games like Quiplash, right, which is it's quite a nice theme. It's quite a nice idea for sort of involvement. Basically, you load it up on your computer, so on your screen or on your TV or whatever, it will come up with the questions, and then everyone on the smartphone logs in on their phone.
Okay.
And then on the phone, it will say, like, it will give you a question to answer. So you answer the question. And then when it comes to the main round, the question will pop up on the thing. All the answers will pop up and everyone votes on which one's the best answer for it, if you see what I mean. And
yeah.
And it always turns just really fucking dark humor. The darker the people you play it with, the more fun.
Yeah, fair play.
And because it's all anonymous.
I was about to say that.
But it's all anonymous, so you don't know who's put in what answer. You're just picking any old answer, and some of the things that pop up there, you're like, "Fuck me, you cannot write that." Whoever put that in,
you won.
That sounds good.
Even I've put up suggestions before, and as soon as I've hit enter, I've like, I can't admit to being the person that wrote that, and they're like, "Oh, that's who wrote that?" You're just like. Like, look at everyone else.
That's dreadful.
It's really not me.
Is it? Yeah, it's like a Christmas party once.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we used to play that at Alex's Christmas parties. Yeah, it's a great fun game. Really good fun. But there again, there's the same sort of thing, interactive. So,
do you think in the future they're going to just update the classic games? So Monopoly, Risk. What other classic games are there? Game of Life.
Well, Monopoly and all that, they have been recreated multiple times with different themes and everything.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. But I mean, like, more of an interactive version of it. I mean, you can play all of these games digitally, and it's great because you can bang your way through them really fucking quickly. But I don't know. Take the concept into a VR version of it.
I think the way forward would be holograms. If you could get if you could do like a hologram
halitosis.
Fucking hell! I don't think I've ever had such trouble with a word.
Let's see how long this takes.
But yeah, VR would work as well. I'm not even going down that road. We all know what I was meaning, but I can't fucking say it.
No, but I just wonder if that's gonna be a thing, or if it's more likely to be, you put your headset on, we're in Ready Player One style world, and you just sit around a table and play a tabletop game, but with people all over the world. Because for me, I like tabletop games. I like the rolling of the dice. I know it can be a bit arduous and stuff, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do that. I don't want to. Yeah,
I mean, VR's going to be the way forward because it's more readily accessible in a place. But I think, how cool would it be? It's like, I don't think we're a million miles away from like the Star Trek style hollow chambers.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Big warehouses with cameras set up everywhere, or projectors set up everywhere that could change. So you could pay to go in them, like Laser Quest or bowling or anything like that. You turn up, you pay to go in them, you choose what experience you want, and then they just project the hologram out or whatever. The problem is making it solid, isn't it? But
yes, yeah, it is. But again, we've talked about this loads of times, haven't we? It's all haptic suits and things like that.
Yeah.
That's what it'll all make it.
What do you want out of the future, Sophie? What sort of invention are you after?
Can I guess?
Go on.
I reckon you want mini cyborg safari animals. So you want an elephant that'll fit in your hand, and it will act like an elephant, but it'll be like a robot.
Oh my God, did I tell you about my dream that I had a few weeks ago?
No.
I had a dream that I found a hippo the size of a hamster. Really in your hand.
I'm right then, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, great.
But no, I was actually going to say like some kind of machine that you can like lay in or something, and it puts all your bones back in place wherever it should be. Because I'm feeling very crippled at the moment, and I need to. I need.
You mean
to
like the machines from Elysium?
Yeah, they were good machines. Yeah, you lie in it.
That would be great, and like it just sort of molds you, and then just like and just come out of it feeling like fucking amazing.
Yeah, because of lockdown, I can't see the person that usually like puts my bones back in place and whatnot.
A chiropractor.
I usually use a sports masseuse because he's multi-talented. Yeah, he's got qualifications in loads. He does acupuncture, cupping therapy, does loads
qualifications
of
in acupuncture.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I mean he was helping me when I was training jiu-jitsu. So
Does he realign your chakra?
Huh?
Does he realign your chakra as well?
No.
Has he ever pulled a crystal out while you're lying on a bed and started just swinging it around?
No, that's someone else I go to.
Oh, God's sake.
But yeah, anyway, he's looked after me.
Wow.
Since I've been training jiu-jitsu, so he started seeing me like in really bad shape. He knows like where my weakness, like I've got really bad knee and
he knows
left
where all
shoulder.
your bones go now.
Yeah. He knows that they're not all straight and they don't all go back where they should, but he knows where they go for me.
Why is your arm going off your head again, Sophie? Fuck's sake. Get the chainsaw out.
Oh, Lord. Sophie with her migrant bones, yeah. So a chiropractic machine for Sophie. What about you, Jeeves? What are you looking forward to in the future? What can't you wait to be invented?
Proper, almost like the Matrix style, where you plug in.
Ooh, nice.
I'd love that.
What are you talking about in terms of learning stuff or gaming or what? Like you should, or
All
just
of
the
it.
whole Matrix? So you plug
The
in
whole Matrix sort of thing.
that might be a little
mean-
way off, or might it? We might
Yeah.
already be in it.
Could be a simulation. If it is, we're all losing. But no, Jeeves, I'd love that. Imagine that. You'd be able to go to sleep and wake up and know a new language.
Yeah.
I always thought the character that I really could probably relate to the most out of those whole Matrix films was that guy who was just ended up talking to the Agent Smith and just saying, like, you know
Cypher.
what, just put me back in. I don't care what, just put me back in with a bird or something like that, enough money to live off and all that. I'm happy. And I think I'm so on his wavelength, you know, like if I got pulled out the Matrix, they'd be like, this is what's going on. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't care. Put me back in. I was comfortable in there. I don't want to be out here where I don't want to be birthed in a slime pod, then scrubbed off and live in a fucking factory.
No, I don't mean like the
go...
whole fucking, like that's the way the world has gone. I mean like the technology side of things.
So not them being milked by robots sort of part.
No.
Right, okay.
Although saying that,
that's the bit I want.
Massage machine as well.
Well, there you go. See, so Sophie would be more happy in the thing because you're just suspended in liquid, so you couldn't be more comfortable.
I couldn't hurt myself.
Exactly, you'd be perfect, and then it's just your imagination that can hurt you.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, maybe they should turn that off too.
What, your imagination?
I just want to be a boring soul just walking around with nothing going on in my head, please.
Yeah, you just want to be dead, don't you? I like the idea of the healing things, though, from Elysium. What Jeeves was saying. I wonder if medical care and stuff will come on in that respect, when machines will just do precision work, because a machine is always going to be more precise than a person, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you've got like one surgeon.
I mean, if you think about the technology we've got now, there's robots that can perform incredibly, what's the word?
Complex
procedures. Yeah, like and at very minuscule sort of scales as well, like tiny little scales. But it's just the trust thing, isn't it? Like, because you trust it to sort of maybe do micro welding on a car or a circuit board or something like that, but possibly not to fix an artery.
Not organic.
Okay, but think about it now. So I went to the dentist. It had been over a year, people. Over a year. Nothing wrong with my teeth. I'll just throw that out there. Anyway, I went to the dentist, and he's a lovely Asian man. But I was thinking about it while he had his fingers in my mouth, that in a few years' time, when a robot's doing this and all those dentists have been put out of work, I'm going to think back to when the dentist had his fingers in my mouth and just think how gross the idea of that is. I mean, it's...
Yeah,
you know, if you could have a machine do it,
you'd be like, oh, people used to do this. Can you imagine that? Like, there used to be a man whose job was to put his hand in your mouth and feel around in your teeth and stuff like that. Like,
he wants to take an X-ray, so he has to leave the room. I'd be like, you have to leave the room. I'm a computer. It's fine. I just do it. Just zap it straight away. I mean, there's certain things that when you think about that, a human does it to you, like a colonoscopy. Could you imagine in the future when a robot does it? There's no shame. You don't make eye contact with it because it's a robot. But you think about your grandparents who have been fingered by the nurse, and there's someone else in there looking you in the eye while it's happening. I
would much rather a voice being like, bend over and prepare for entry, rather than some guy just being like, okay, you're gonna feel a slight pressure. No. No.
I've got to ask, have you guys been through this?
No, I'm not 40. Mushu?
I have.
Mushu's been fingered.
And I was really upset when the guy told me he wasn't a doctor.
Sorry about that.
I've not had it done, although with my age currently, I am due a good fingering at some point. So yeah, I might. I don't know. Once lockdown's
book yourself
over,
in, mate.
Feeling
it's
cute,
important.
I might put myself in.
Cute.
I'm certainly not ashamed to get it done. Like you say, it is important, and it's you know, very seriously, it's a very big killer amongst men and stuff. Would you
pre-lube? I know they use lube, but would you, before you went, have a big old poo, and then
we take your own and ask him to use that.
It's the ultimate
because
kick in
of
the teeth for a
strawberry.
doctor, though, isn't it? I mean, he's just doing his job. He's like, oh, look, what have I got to do? Oh, yeah, Mrs. McGinn's
Finger
with her
motion.
fucking rickets, and then, oh, yeah, I've got a finger handy. And then I come in, and he's like, right, bend over, and then I've pre-lubed. It'd be like, what's this? You don't trust me?
Park a bus up here, Moosh.
You don't think I'm going to lube this up? You think I'm such a brute that I'm just going to go in dry? I'm just going to thrust in dry? No, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, isn't it? No, I like to show my trust in my doctor. I'll turn up, I'll display it like dry as a bone. You'll notice, doctor. Do your worst. Actually, I won't say that. He might take that as an invitation. Like, oh right, no lube.
Sorry, Andy.
This is where he tells you, due to NHS cutbacks, we don't have lube anymore. You get
exactly.
and bring your own.
Just spit. Sophie, you fucking grimbo.
I tell you what, if I go for a colonoscopy and he spits on his fingers first,
hey, he might get you to spit on his fingers.
I'm out.
What if he offers them to you? Who presents them to you to loot?
Oh, I thought you meant afterwards. Like a wine.
My finger.
Like, yeah, nutty.
Oh dear.
Right.
Should we do some videos?
Yeah, oh god, yeah,
get off this subject.
Please let's, right.
Right, time for the Pacifist
The future,
pick.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
We all have one apart from Jeeves this week because
Jeeves
Jeeves
sent it.
didn't.
He did send one. He just sent it in a difficult format, which I couldn't be bothered to deal with. So, it's actually quite a Sophie-heavy episode tonight.
Is it?
Yeah, for some reason, Sophie's just like caught up, like a tectonic shift. She's just caught up with immense power and sent 2 videos as opposed to just one.
I remember
Bloody
one of
hell.
them, and I know, Sam, you have seen it.
Brilliant.
Because of
It's a little cat.
Because we were talking about it. Was it last week? I
Spoilers.
was like, I'll probably
Yeah.
show you guys.
That's very cute.
I think we're gonna fire off with Sam's.
Oh, I can't quite remember mine. I think mine might need a bit of fast forwarding. We'll see.
It's only 1 minute and 10, so we'll see.
Oh, maybe not then.
Right, but first I've got to remember what I'm doing, haven't I? Do that. There we go.
Oh yeah, no, this doesn't need fast forwarding really. McDonald's employee beats 2 customers. This is old.
This sort of thing never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
I'm all up for this sort of thing. I think retail workers get such a shit boom.
I'm completely with Musha. Do you want to turn the volume down on the video a little bit because it is just a lot of it might be an N-bomb dropped. Yeah, look at this cunt climbing up on the fucking side. What's he up to? Running amok. Oh yeah. Yes, mate.
Go on, man. What's he using?
Yes.
Was he got a spatula?
Yeah. He's actually got a grill brush. Fucking keeps on going. Keep beating him.
Nah, keep it up.
Yeah, keep fucking going. Look at that woman there screeching. No, they're breaking the law and they're threatening his. No, he should get employee of the month, I think.
Yeah.
Well, screaming ain't going to do much about it, is it? She could at least jumped over.
What, and helped him beat him?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, obviously violence is never the answer, but I don't think.
There are sometimes where the person just needs a beating.
Oh, I love these videos where people think that they can talk to retail staff however the fuck they want, and then they get a real fucking heavy education. Like
I love that video. I think it's so good for those very reasons, Marisha. I've worked in McDonald's, and people talk to you like you're a piece of shit, but they're buying the stuff you're selling. They come in all the fucking time. They treat you like shit. It's like, you fat cunt. You're always in here buying bloody cheeseburgers and chicken nuggets.
But I'm sitting here doing a job. You're just in here eating shit, you know?
Yeah.
Who's the piece of shit here? You know, at least I feel like a piece of shit when I'm scoffing McDonald's. You know, I feel like the fat piece of shit I am.
Yeah, well, they get it for free as well, don't they? You get a meal on the break. Yeah, it's just yeah. But I mean, it's hardly worth it, is it? Minimum wage to work at McDonald's. It's fine when you're 16, but
You get free McDonald's, mate. Of course, it's worth it. I would.
Or you just pay a couple of quid and go buy yourself a burger. And then leave.
Yeah, all that. Yeah. This next one's one of mine. Obviously, it's only short, so it's that. Hence why it's one of mine.
Is it a police person beating up another person?
It's one of my other hobbies. It's a drunk person. I love it.
Hey.
That old hobby, that one.
It's short, but it's good. Where are we? There we go. Let's pick it up first.
Make it big. Oh, he does look worse for wear, doesn't he?
He's just...
Oh shit! Oh shit!
And there you have it.
What are the chances of getting that on camera?
That
Oh my
has
God.
to be the most uncomfortable fall. Because, I mean, we've all been there where we've fallen asleep somewhere where we're not supposed to, and you're awake sort of with the start, and you're just like, oh shit, you know, maybe it's on a train or something like that, and bus, and you're like, oh. But could you imagine waking up with a chair to the chin? Just having
Oh,
your head
Imagine
jolted
if
back
it
like
went
that.
straight across your throat.
Oh, I bet he wasn't happy
Mm.
afterwards. And it
was
just cut it
drunk.
off there, but you could just hear the guy start sniggering, which is brilliant. I love that. If you're filming something and they hurt themselves, you've got to laugh. You know?
oh, but for God's sake, if you're filming something, turn it landscape.
Oh, please do, yeah.
Vertical filming. Oh,
Well, we've got some vertical filming next up. Some landscape filming, sorry. We've got this was something I was thinking about after I discussed Lake Baikal with you, Sam.
yeah, the deepest lake in the world in Russia with no fish.
Yeah, and it made me think about the thin ice skaters. And I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they specialize in skating on really, really thin ice, like ice that if they were stationary would potentially break under them. But
This is
because of
uncanny because
Why?
when I was looking for videos earlier, I was looking at videos of people falling through thin ice.
Yeah, this is the better side of that though, where they don't fall through it.
Ah, is that the better side?
Yeah.
I saw a dune buggy go through ice earlier, mate. It was fucking great.
Yeah, admittedly, it's not as funny, but I think it is interesting because of the thickness of the ice and
Yeah.
the speed of the skates going over them. It makes a really distinctive sound, which I think is really, really cool.
Okay, that's it.
So, oh, that's just me watching it. Hang on, I've actually got to share it, haven't I?
And I swear to God, if it isn't like Blades of Glory, I'm going to be really pissed off. Oh, wow.
Oh, that noise.
Oh, that is a strange noise.
And how weird is that? You're skating along with these weird noises, just like
How could he literally
in the middle of nowhere.
fall at any minute?
If he goes stationary, chances are he'll go through it. Yeah, because it's really thin ice.
I think he should.
Wow.
But yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't want to do that just because I'd be worried that
you'd
I'd
go through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you don't.
I mean, I
go
suppose that's
too
why he's got that
heavy-footed.
stick, isn't it?
I would
assume
imagine
the
so,
stick goes
yeah.
down to.
But I just think what a relaxing pastime. You get to ice skate and you get weird sort of laser sounds.
It did look quite idyllic, didn't it?
Yeah, but I just love the science of ice and stuff like that. Have you ever seen people skipping stones over ice?
Yeah.
Or anything
is
like that?
There was a video that made of a guy in America that he did it to a lake and he had very similar sounds.
Yeah, it's
when he was
mental.
doing that.
And there's someone set off a firework under ice as well. That was pretty incredible. That was a great idea.
Well, there you go. For next week, we should find those videos because they sound fascinating.
Well, there you go.
I was just looking for people falling through. I didn't realise there was other aspects to ice.
No, and then you get the people that dive into ice and don't break it. Oh, that's always funny.
They are good.
I am a really big fan of anything tiny and cute that tries to be really angry. It's like red pandas when they're threatened.
Oh, they're the best animal ever.
And they try and make themselves look big, and they're just like, and you're just like,
You just want to tickle their armpits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's no exception. If I saw that little guy squeaking at me, I would keep him angry at me all the time. I would just constantly do things to piss him off, just so he was like, brilliant. I love it. Well done, Sophie. That was a good find.
Yeah,
That was it. That was a good one.
When I saw it,
I've never seen that animal before.
it's so cute and so funny. I was like, oh,
It's
why
not-
are you so angry?
hang on. It's not cute. It looks a little bit like a dog turd that's fallen in a slightly shingly beach because it was just caked in pebbles.
Yeah, and it
The-
didn't look very sort of well put together either, I have to say. I mean, it wasn't frog shaped. It was just sort of cylindrical with some shit legs. It was like a
looks
1970s footstool.
You know, on Shrek, when they blow up the snake and the
Yeah.
frog to make the noise, it looks like that
Yeah,
frog.
it does.
That's probably why it's making that noise. There's
He's
a guy
just
off
letting
camera
out-
with a pump like this.
Wow.
Outrageous.
Well, there you go. That was the Pacifist pick. How exciting.
That was good. And that has just made me think of a video for next week, but I don't have my pen and paper, so I'll probably forget.
I've got quite a few videos in my head. They'll all be gone by the time we finish this.
Yeah.
In
But
fact,
yeah,
I've forgotten them already. They've already gone. Well,
I haven't. I'm currently concentrating on trying to remember it, which is no fun for anybody. Right. Anything else for the future, people?
well, we've all done our inventions, haven't we? What we're looking forward to. I mean, realistically, I don't think the future is going to be that wonderful. If I'm being honest, I don't want to end on a low or anything like that. But you know, you got climate change, you've got overpopulation, you've got disease, you've got a lot of things currently going on, which doesn't make for a wonderful future. I think, to be honest, the best chances for our future are either a lot of people dying off very quickly or leaving Earth.
Leaving Earth.
Yeah. Finding other places to colonize.
It's not feasible.
Yeah, it is, because you tell all the stupid people you've been picked for colonizing this new planet. They'll be like, what? I'm like, yeah, we've been after the cleverest people we could find. Cool, it's going to be hard work up there, but what a life it's going to be. You'll be able to make up all your own rules and everything. And they'll be like, oh, okay. Chuck them all on the plane, mate. Off you go to Mars. Fuck that. And then we've got Earth all to ourselves. All the low IQs are over on Mars.
Well, when you do it that way, it's a genius idea.
Yeah, people just have it back to front. This is my home. Why should I be leaving it? Like, why do the best minds get to go to Mars? Like, Earth's the better place out of the two. The best minds should stay on Earth. Send the fuckwits to Mars. It's shit. It's just a big ball of sand. It's like what
Have you seen the
Australia.
photos? Have you all been seeing the photos from the new Mars rover?
I have, and they are incredible.
No.
They are stunning. Oh my god, they're so amazing. And I mean, I know it's all just fucking pebbles. It just looks like a shitey beach. But all the previous footage from all the other rovers, they have not had the fucking cameras that this rover has on it. It's incredible. Did you see the one that showed how many stars you could see?
No.
It, like in the background, it looked like a nice deserty shot, and then you look up in the sky. Oh my fucking god! It was incredible. Like, it was overwhelming. The number of stars you could see that were visible.
Yeah,
it was just incredible.
No light pollution at all, is there?
I'll check that out in a minute then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do. It's fantastic. And yeah, they're all just so clear. It's that's always pissed me off about stuff in space. Is that all the stuff they've done? It's like, what? You could send a person to space, but you can't get a fucking HD camera up there. What's fucking wrong with you?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
It's like Star Wars, isn't it? I think I've mentioned it before. Star Wars, with the power of light speed, warp speed, fucking lightsabers, and all of that, and they've still got really shit binoculars.
Yeah,
binoculars always look like it's been looked at through a CRT TV or something.
Yeah, so fucking bad. Oh Lord.
Yeah, send the morons off to Mars. But yeah, it's impressive. Like you say, with the quality, it's like being there, isn't it? And
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
I wouldn't mind going there if I knew I had a terminal illness or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, you've got 2 years to live." I'd be like,
or 4 on Mars. Woo!
Oh no! If it was just like, do you want to go? I'd go. Just live out my time on Mars, just because it's a pretty cool thing to do, isn't it? Could be the first.
So you want to go for a walk?
Space. Well, not the first person to die in space, but the first person to die in Mars of natural causes.
Well, fair enough. They ain't going to send you over there, are they? Oh, what? Spend a couple of billion on transporting Moosh's frame over there just for him to croak 2 years later. They're going to send young, strong people, aren't they?
I wouldn't tell him. I'd get there. I'd be like, "Joke's on you. I'm going to be dead in a minute."
Oh my God.
This is where he ends up living for another 30 years.
Yeah.
Turns out the Mars
This is
atmosphere
a
really
F you.
agrees with me.
I am. I think before we wrap this up, we should bring up something that I know is close to Sophie's heart, close to Jesus's heart, and close to Mushu's anger bone, and that would be the brand new hotspot on the Isle of Wight to go and get some delicious baked goods.
Are we doing this?
Well, I mean, you need something to moan about. We haven't had a good moan from you in a while.
I mean,
You
what
know
if the only food on Mars was potato?
We've already established that if I was in the film The Martian, I would have starved because there's no viable food source. I would have been like, oh, there's nothing to eat. Look, there's only dirt, potatoes, tent. There's literally nothing edible here. I'll have died. But just to put it into perspective, right? That post that you put in earlier, I know what it was designed to do. It was designed to fucking make me angry, or it was designed to.
Did it work?
It's working now.
Nearly. The post.
Really?
The post
I'm pretty
itself
sure you
didn't.
rage quit the conversation and then came back.
What got me so fucking mad? I just read through the comments. Oh my God. Effectively, what we had is someone starting a new business. Great. Hats off to them. I'm all up for that. Selling baked potatoes from a trailer. Right? Fucking no. If you're going to start a new business, that's in my book, that's like a pyramid scheme on all these people that are like, oh, I'm pleased to announce I'm my own business. I run my own business now. I'm an ambassador for such and such. No, you don't own your own business. Don't start a business fucking heating up root vegetables because it's not a viable business, all right? I would have thought that was common sense, right? And I saw this article and I was just like, oh, someone started a potato van. Dicks, right? Don't know these people. Good on them and on and all that. I'm sure they're lovely.
No.
But reading the comments, people are like, oh, I was thinking about calling in sick today to come and get one of your lovely potatoes. Okay, what? Right? And then someone else was like, oh, I'm so jealous that I'm so jealous every time I do a potato at home. I get so jealous. What
was the comment you said about you moaned about earlier? Something about cheating on them.
I feel like I'm cheating on you guys whenever I have one at home.
I feel like I'm cheating on you guys when I have a baked potato at home. You fucking what? It's a hot root. It's a fucking thing out of the ground. It's literally like a bit of dirt. That's like me saying, oh, I feel like I'm cheating on fucking oh God, I don't even know, the Oak Furniture Warehouse every time I see a fucking tree. No, it's nothing. And someone else put on there, oh, what was it? I can't even remember what it was. It was so much of a fucking stupid comment. But these people are loving it. They're like, it's the best potato. I'm never going anywhere else for a potato. Yeah, good. Don't go there either for a fucking potato. Go and have real food instead. Go and have meat. Like go and hunt something. Have a barbecue. Don't just heat up a fucking potato. You absolute fucking wardrobe. It's really annoying.
I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to go get one now.
Well, okay. So the comment that said, "I feel like I'm cheating on him." Poor Mushu's face is a beauty. But yeah, the person who said, "I feel like I'm cheating on you when I have a baked potato at home." All I thought was, how many baked potatoes is this fucker eating? I mean, if they're buying them and eating them at home.
There's no Sam, you'd be surprised, mate. There's no end to the amount of potatoes these perverts will eat. So I've known people eat 2 in one day. Sometimes my partner, she'll have 2 in one sitting. She'll be like, oh, they're only small. Well,
I've had 2. I've had like 3 in one sitting.
Oh my God.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You know what? No, but it's not I get that people like enjoy them and stuff, but it's not a meal. It's certainly not a takeaway thing. Like if I'm looking for somewhere to eat, like for instance, I would be so angry, right? If I was driving down the road and I saw that from the side, I'd be like, fucking burger van, I'm in, right? Find somewhere to pull up, possibly nowhere near, walk to it. They'd be like, hi, welcome to the fucking Spud House or whatever the place is called. And I'd be like, can I have a burger? They'd be like, no, but we've got potatoes. I would not be happy. That place is burning down.
I'll just have a tray of toppings, please.
You know what? I'd be like, oh, what toppings do you do? Like, we can do cheese and bacon, right? Okay, yeah. Just give me cheese and bacon. Have you got any bread? Yeah, put it in bread. Give me a cheese and bacon sandwich. Brilliant, because that's food. That's food. It's not something that. I mean, all you need in order to do that is heat. Generally, I mean, you can find fucking roots anywhere. Like, you literally just need something to heat it up with. You can go to. It's such a non-business. There's no skill involved in doing it. You don't see Gordon Ramsay making fucking baked potatoes. There's no prep or anything like that. If it was a case of like, oh, you've got to massage olive oil and garlic into it, and then like, I don't know, fucking inject it with duck fat or something like that, and then put it in and use a bicycle pump just to crisp the skin up, then now I'm interested because you're using some skill there. You're putting a bit of something into it. Not just fucking pull it out of the ground, stick it in the oven. Fucking thing still tastes like dirt.
Totally worth it.
Just out of curiosity, did you happen to read the article I sent, or even
No.
open it?
I saw that. Do we really want to go down this rabbit hole now?
You
No.
never responded to me though. So
There's a
Sam,
reason I
think it's a bad
didn't.
idea.
this article that I sent into the
This will trigger him though. This will trigger him for different reasons.
So they're having to rebrand Mr. Potato Head.
Oh yeah,
Make
I meant to
gender
talk about this.
fluid.
Yeah, I saw this earlier, and I think it's fucking disgraceful. In fact, I had written notes, but as I said, I lost my paper. That I wanted to bring this up. That in the future, the way we currently stand is that Mr. Potato Head is now no longer got a gender, even though that's what he is. It's Mr. Potato Head, and there's also a Mrs. Potato Head.
Yeah,
There's
they're just
defined.
potatoes.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous. But I wonder in the future how that's going to be. Are there still going to be boys and girls toys? Because I've got a boy and a girl, and they both like different things. They like, my girl likes girly shit. My boy likes boy shit.
You can't make everything gender fluid, otherwise you'll just have a load of fucking people with
Yellow
no identity.
Everything will be yellow, Mushu. It's all it'll be.
I mean, I get that you can. I get the need to change identities and identify as a different gender. I get, I get that people do that. I don't understand it personally, but I get that some people do feel the need to change their gender, whatever. But as far as things like that go, it's got a fucking moustache. Mr. Potato Head has a moustache, right? If I see anyone out and about in public with a moustache, I'm going to assume they're a man. And I have fallen foul of this a couple of times.
Yeah,
right?
you're not alone.
But generally, if you've got a big bushy tash under your lip, you can't get offended if someone assumes that you're a bloke. If you look like a bloke and they think you're a bloke, you can't get offended if they call you Mr. Mr. Potato Head clearly looks like a man. Right, well, I mean, he looks like
He
me.
looks like you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's obviously a man. So what's the harm in calling him Mr. Potato Head? It's just polite.
Oh, it makes me so. It just annoys me so much. I don't even think it's politically correct.
No.
I mean, I get being politically correct. I don't want to actively offend anyone, but who the fuck has been offended because there's a Mr. Potato Head and a Mrs. Potato Head?
Hypothetical situation, right? Mr. Potato Head wakes up one morning and decides he's not the gender he wants to be.
He just takes his tash off.
Mrs.
He takes his moustache off, doesn't he? Yeah. Mrs. Potato Head wakes up. She decides that she doesn't want to be that gender, right? She takes off the dress or whatever it is, and she puts the tash on. Yeah. She would probably want to be called Mr. Potato Head then, because she's wearing the tash. Yeah. Am I wrong?
Well, maybe.
So
I don't know.
I fail to see who's being offended by this. That's the problem. It's like they're solving a problem that doesn't exist.
I presume that whoever's offended by it, I'm going to go out on a limb here, probably has a bit of a shaved side of a head and a fringe. Just that.
And quite possibly Sophie's glasses.
Definitely Sophie's glasses.
Sorry, Sophie.
Definitely Sophie's glasses. And I reckon they're probably on a plant-based diet.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Or root-based diet.
Well, maybe you can have roots. Roots are plants.
Either way, soya will play heavily into their intake, I think.
Soya's really bad, though, isn't it? They're doing just as much deforestation for...
Everything's bad, mate. This is what I've learned. In my old age, my wisdom, everything's bad for you. They just switch it around every now and then. Yeah, smoking's probably not that bad for you, but at the moment, it's that's turn. Next time, it'll be like they'll choose something else, like onions.
Do you know what?
I
I'm
love
listening. I'm
onions.
listening to a series of books at the moment, and there's someone. It involves a bit of time travel. Mushu, you'd hate it, but love it.
Yeah.
The time travel stuff would bake your head, but the rest of the stuff you'd love. But there's this woman in it, and she's smoking, and she quit. And she's like, "Oh, I hate smoking. It's disgusting." But I love smoking. It's delicious and it makes me feel great. And she's like having this internal debate all the time about smoking. And I was just like, the author, he's just nailed it. It's one of those things. You hate it, but you love it. So, yeah.
Every time I've given up smoking, I've given up, and then after a while, I'll get to like 3 months or something. I've done really well. I'm going to reward myself with a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, like I'll vape continuously, and then I'll go to the pub and I'll smell them, and I'll be like, "Well, you ain't going to cut the fucking mustard. Where's those cigarettes?"
Yeah, where are they at? Rifling through ashtrays.
Oh, yeah, that's nasty. But anyway, I'm pretty sure we've been going at this for about 2 hours. I feel like we should probably wrap up.
No, we probably should. We've done very little talking about the actual future and lots of talking about other stuff, but what's different? What I would say before we go is, if you don't mind, guys, if there's any other podcasts listening to us who do listen to us, who want a shout out or anything like that, do get in touch with us on the page, because we're looking for other podcasts to sort of affiliate with, to listen to, and just to sort of generally network with. So if you listen and you like us, give us a shout, and we'll see if we can make something happen. If you're not a podcast, you can still get in touch. We like hearing from people anyway.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out as well.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? If you want a shout out, just give us a shout.
Yeah, if you want to be Mushu's friend, comment.
Yeah, there is a space going. I'm looking for a friend to go for a walk in the park with. I promise I won't touch you.
Oh, that's good. That's cut the numbers in half there,
Yeah. Unless you want me to. I'm happy to. I'm not ruling it out.
And within 2 weeks you should have done your song? Yeah?
Within 2 weeks, we'll say, yeah.
Within 2 weeks, Mushu is going to have his song sung and ready. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm not. I genuinely feel quite sick every time I think about it now.
Well, you've got to do it. It's an integrity move now, Mushu.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, if I don't do it, everyone thinks I'm a liar, and I don't like that.
Well, if you don't, it's basically the end of the podcast, isn't it?
It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Why stop there? It's the end of everything in existence.
Yeah. End of the world. But yeah, anyway, thank you. Like, subscribe. Don't forget our website, which is pacifistpodcast.com.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah. Cheerio.